One round of all suktams we will chant, but before that, three times, three rounds of Taittiriya Upanishad, let us chant for next couple of days. After that, one round of all suktams, Shanti mantrams we do. Again, we take up the Upanishad Parayanam. Let 5-10 minutes be every day, be spent in chanting Upanishad mantra, Veda mantra, Shanti mantra, suktas, so that we are always in touch with our respectful, reverential Shruti Mata and our Rishi Parampara and our Sanatana Vaidika Samskruti. There are many Rigveda Samhitas, Yajurveda Samhitas are there. Let us see maybe a little later. If the Lord prompts us, blesses us, we will take them also for our chanting. Today we are chanting Taittiriya Upanishad itself right from beginning for our chanting. Om 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 Sahanavavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsha Rishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha Om Namah Pranavaarthaya Shuddha Jnanaikam Nirmalaya Prashantaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Sadashiva Samarambham Vyasa Shankara Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Om Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bharagavantau Punah Punah Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram Viditakra Shastra Sudha Jaladhe Mahitopanishad Kathitartha Nidhe Hrudaye Kalaye Vimalam Charanam Bhava Shankara Deshikame Sharanam Om Parabrahmane Namaha Shruti Matre Namaha Samasta Brahma Vidya Acharyebhyo Rishibhyo Munibhyo Gurubhyo Devatabhyo Namaha Om Shri Veda Vyasa Vaishampayana Yagnivalkyadya Shankaradi Gurubhyo Namaha Asmad Gurubhyo Namaha Tesham Krupaya Upanishadukta Brahmatmaikya Bodhasya Asmin Kshane Eva Avaptyartham Sanatana Dharmasya Vaidika Samskrutehe पुनरुत्थान जागरण विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थम सनातन धर्म कृते निष्ठितानां समस्त भक्तानां साधकानां सेवकानां उपासकानां प्रचारकानां च विघ्न निवारण शक्ति प्राप्त्यर्थम विश्व ऐक्यता शांति सामरस्य प्राप्त्यर्थम श्री तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः पारायणम् अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे आदौ पारायणम् ओम अथ श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय शाखांतर्गत तैत्तिरीयारण्यकांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद ओम यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते अथ प्रथमा शिक्षावल्ली प्रथमोऽनुवाकः शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवतो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 शीक्षां व्याख्यास्यामः वर्णस्वरः मात्राबलं सामसन्तानः इत्युक्तशिक्षाध्यायः सह नौ यशः सह नौ ब्रह्मवर्चसम् अथा तत्संहिताया उपनिषदं व्याख्यास्यामः पञ्चस्वधिकरणेषु अधिलोकमधिज्यौतिषमधिविद्यमधिप्रजमध्यात्मम् तामहासंहिता इत्याचक्षते अथाधिलोकं पृथिवीपूर्वरूपं द्यौरुत्तररूपम् आकाशस्सन्धिः वायुस्सन्धानम् इत्यधिलोकम् अथाधिज्यौतिषम् अग्निः पूर्वरूपम् आदित्य उत्तररूपम् आपस्सन्धिः वैद्युतस्सन्धानम् इत्यधिज्यौतिषम् अथाधिविद्यम् आचार्यः पूर्वरूपम् अन्तेवास्युत्तररूपम् विद्यासन्धिः प्रवचनगं सन्धानम् इत्यधिविद्यम् अथाधिप्रजम् माता पूर्वरूपम् पितोत्तररूपम् प्रजासन्धिः प्रजननगं सन्धानम् इत्यधिप्रजम् अथाध्यात्मम् अधराहनुः पूर्वरूपम् उत्तराहनुरुत्तररूपम् वाक्सन्धिः जिह्वासन्धानम् इत्यध्यात्मम् इति महासंहिताः य एवमेतामहासंहिता व्याख्याता वेद सन्धीयते प्रजया पशुभिः ब्रह्मवर्चसेनान्नाद्येन सुवर्गेण लोकेन यश्छन्दसां वृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रुवं ब्रह्मण कोशोऽसि मेधया पिहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय आवहन्ते वितन्वाना कुर्वाणा क्षीरमात्मनः वासागंसि मम गावश्च अन्नपाने च सर्वदा ततो मे श्रियमावह लोमशां पशुभिः सह स्वाहा कामायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा विमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा प्रमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा दमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा शमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा यशोजने सानि स्वाहा श्रेयान्वस्य सोसानि स्वाहा तन्ताभगप्रविशानि स्वाहा समाभगप्रविश स्वाहा तस्मिन् सहस्रशाखे निभगाहन्त्वयि स्वाहा यथा पप्रवतायन्ते यथा मासा अहर्जरम् एवं मां ब्रह्मचारिणः धातरायन्तु सर्वतः स्वाहा प्रतिवेशोऽसि प्रमाभाहि प्रमापद्यस्व ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ द्वितीया ब्रह्मानन्दवल्ली शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ प्रथमोऽनुवाकः ॐ ब्रह्मविदाप्नोति वरं तदेशाभ्युक्ता सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तं ब्रह्म यो वेद निहितं गुहायां परमे व्योमन् सोऽश्नुते सर्वान् कामान् सः ब्रह्मणा विपश्चितेति तस्माद्वा एतस्मादात्मन आकाश सम्भूतः आकाशाद्वायुः वायोरग्निः अग्नेरावः अद्भ्यः पृथिवी पृथिव्या ओषधयः ओषधीभ्योऽन्नम् अन्नात् पुरुषः स वा एष पुरुषोऽन्नरसमयः तस्येदमेव शिरः अयं दक्षिणः पक्षः अयमुत्तरः पक्षः अयमात्मा इदं पुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवति। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। श्री वेद व्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्याद्य शंकरादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। Having done our Veda Parayanam, salutations to Shruti Mata, to our Guru Parampara, Rishi Devata Parampara, Parabrahma Tattva. We are studying the wonderful text Taittiriya Upanishad, Ditiya Brahmananda Valli. We have come. And in that first Anuvakam, the first two lines, theoretically, they should give us this summary. We are in bondage. Bondage always is in the Bheda Jivanam, the life of differences. The Bheda is the Ishvara, Jiva, Jagat and the internal Vedas. So as long as this drishti and this drishti yukta vyavahara is there, so long we will always be in the bondage and dukkha. What drishti? Drishti of Ishvara Jiva Jagat Bheda. So long we will continue to be in the samsara of karma, karma phala for eternity. There is no end to it, limitation to it. Then what is to be done? The Bheda Drishti of Ishvara Jiva Jagat we have to transcend. The drishti has to be transcended in theory as well as in experience. How do we do so? Only when the substratum of all these three, the one common denominator, we discover, we identify with it. And that technically in our Shastra is called as Brahma. Therefore, the Brahma Prapti is equal to the removal of the Bheda Drishti of Ishvara Jiva Jagat is equal to the dissolver of all samsara bandhanam. This has to be ek nahi do nahi 100 bar. We have to go on telling till it becomes deep in our heart. Whatever we send to our heart with whatever the deep feeling or thought, that alone stays there, keeps on influencing our mind and thoughts. So simple it is. So the Bheda Drishti was entertained so far, and those thoughts were sent in the heart. Therefore, from the heart at the surface of the mind level, only Bheda Yukta thoughts were coming, and we were working under the influence of those thoughts backed by the Bheda of Ishvara Jiva Jagat. Thus, we are continuing samsara. Now, the Brahma Prapti will remove all these Bheda Drishtis, consequently, all the samsara. Now, is the Brahma aprapta vastu? It is always prapta because he is eternal, he is immutable, he is all pervading. Neither he is parichinna by deshakala vastu, nor he is other than the Atma of everything. He is the self of all, he is unconditioned, he is aparichinna and sarvatma. Then how do you talk about the prapti? Therefore, we have seen darshana, adarshana is equal to prapti, aprapti. Now, what is darshana and adarshana also? Is the avidya is adarshana and vidya is darshana. Then the prapti, aprapti. Therefore, samsara is equal to Veda Drishti. Veda Drishti is equal to Brahma aprapti. Brahma aprapti is equal to Brahma adarshanam. Brahma adarshanam is equal to Brahma avidya. Clear? Now reverse karo idhar se. Brahma vidya is equal to Brahma darshanam. Brahma Darshanam is equal to Brahma Prapti. Brahma Prapti is equal to the removal of Bheda Drishti. The removal of Bheda Drishti is equal to the removal of samsara. All is deeply inside us, it is happening. We don't change the world outside. We don't destroy the upadhis. They all continue. But at the deep recesses, whatever the avidya is there, that is removed by the vidya. Consequently, the adarshana is replaced by the darshanam. Consequently, the Brahma aprapti is replaced by the prapti. Obviously, after Brahma prapti, again Brahma being the self of all, one without second, aparichinna, all pervading, then only Brahman, the superimposed trio of Ishvara Jiva Jagat and their Bheda, which was maybe required for Vyavahara, is not either rejected completely or taken only for Vyavahara. And Vyavahara is only for entertainment. No reality value is given to that. There was no suffering. Like when you play caroms, playing for play's sake. You enjoy the play whether win or lose. But if there is a betting, जीतने वाले को 10,000 देंगे, then it becomes a issue. It becomes a big sport. It becomes a competition. Then the struggles are of different type. Same struggle you did earlier also. But when the purpose is given to it, it loses its charm of entertainment or game. It becomes a sport or it's a competition, quarrel. Then the winner and loser and the prestige issue and trying to defeat others. These are all uncalled for samsara. In the actual game, they are all not there. But because we have put a price for that, immediately all those nonsenses have come. In the same way, artha kama purpose, when you put in your mind from the world, immediately only for dharma and moksha we are supposed to live the life that is lost. For the sake of artha kama, we start doing the kamya karma ityad. And that won't end because these kamanas have the knack of repeating. Artha is knack of creating the greed in us. Therefore, because of the greed growing, because of the desire of repeating the same kamanas, then we can't live the life of dharma because we can't get the things sufficient with that. We go by all violence and all. And the world is whatever done by everyone, anyone, till it is balanced by the opposite. The world will not live anyone. The nature will not live anyone. The law of the world will not live anyone. And that is called as the Naraka Prapti, Dukkha Prapti, for whatever we have done the wrong for the sake of Artha and Kama. All this explanation is to avoid giving a purpose specific of Artha and Kama while living. Minus that, the life by a Jivan Mukta is lived in his Mukta Anubhuti, doing what is required to be done. But our point is what? The samsara has gone because the Bheda is taken only for entertainment. Bheda is not taken for reality. What is the Bheda? Ishvara Jiva Jagat Bheda. Why? The substratum of all these three, the Brahma Anubhava came to us, which is equal to Brahma Prapti, which is because of Brahma Darshanam, which is because of Brahma Vidya. So entire life of ours now is for the moksha, by eliminating the Bheda, by having Brahma Anubhavam, by having Brahma Prapti, by having Brahma Darshanam, by having the Brahma Vidya. You can cut short all these to three. Brahma Vidya, Brahma Anubhuti, Moksha. For more specificity and clarity, intermediate words also are used. Keeping this in mind only, to bring one to this level of wanting to reach Brahman for Mukti and also this level of qualification to listen to it. In the first Valli, the entire upasanas are taught. Whoever has done those upasanas systematically is freed from many compulsions of either desires or all of them vasanas, and also from even the compulsions of I have to do this, I have to do that, like duties. They are done. Duties are completed by doing. No duty is permanently there. That's why somebody retires from the office also. Then he retires from the parenthood from children after making them settled. Some very close ones we may not get out of them. Even they also, like the parents, that will never end. But the parents are not permanent. When they go away, even that duty goes away. Wife and husband, they stay all along. They should live 2 lakh years. We don't have any doubt. 2000 years, let them live. But one will go one time, so that duty also gone. So no duty permanently remains. Duties can be performed and we can grow out of them. Okay, then the whole attention is only on that. The other things, obligations and desires, we just transcend. So through the upasana, both the antakara shuddhi is achieved, freed from kamana vasana. So too the duty is done. Such qualified person is fit for listening to Brahma Vidya, which is a giver of moksha through Brahmanubhuti. That's why the second Valli is taken up. Every day we have to think, rethink, so that the knowledge becomes firm in us. That should lead us to the conviction. That should take us to the inspiration to pursue the theoretical knowledge into practice. And that practice slowly should take us to the experience. This is the challenge in front of us. As much it was challenging and difficult for us to come out of the commotion of the tamogunas nidra, rajagunas worldliness into the sattvagunas class of Upanishads, which is very rare feat. Everybody is not having those dareness or guts like you people have. It's so tough and difficult, especially in Kali Yuga. Come to the study of Upanishad with Bhashyam, because any satsanga or any stotram or any katha, any values told, anybody will listen that. Time pass. But ours is not time pass, it's a thorough study. So we have come up to the great achievement of coming to class. But later on, all these steps also we have to do. What are they? Repeatedly, we think from every possible angle every day about these basic knowledges so that they become firm and strong in us. And we start, now listen to the next sentence, very important. We start thinking in line with this throughout the day, everything. Now, क्या हो रहा है? We are listening Brahma Vidya, but our track of thinking is again worldly. It has not become spiritual now, matlab Brahma Vidya related. So, till that situation of everything I am looking from the Brahma Vidya and Moksha standpoint comes, till that time, not only we listen to the Upanishads, the next level of extra efforts of daily thinking, daily contemplating, daily vicharana, we have to go on doing. Especially about this second Valli Prathama Anuvaka, the main mantras, main themes. और वो भी पहले 4 लाइन में है. ब्रह्मविदाप्नोति परम तदेशाभ्युक्ता सत्यम ज्ञानमनंतम ब्रह्म यो वेदनुहितं गुहायां परमे व्योमन then so Shruti Sarvan Kaman Sah Brahmana Vipashchiteti. These 4 are the things. If you can thoroughly digest them, understand them from all angles by repeated thinking, contemplation, we will have the crystal clear understanding about the glory of Brahma Prapti and Moksha. Then also the information how to achieve it, the inspiration to achieve it, then the means to achieve it, the initiative to achieve it. All of them will come. Till that time, you have to do mananam. If not, like at this moment, I stop studying Upanishads and contemplating. What is the mind situation now? Am I convinced about it? No. Without convincing, doing and reaching, if I stop, I'll go back only to the worldliness. Though I am now listening regularly every day, but still the clarity of everything has not yet come. When do we say that the clarity has come? Only when we are convincingly, confirmedly trying only for this, then we say clarity has come. Why is so? Because if the clarity comes, we know that this alone is ultimate. When this is ultimate, why do you go for secondary? See, to prepare our minds for this only, the first mantra, first line was Brahma Vida Apnoti Param. This much background is there for this first line. You must aim at Param. Only Brahmavid can achieve Param. Therefore, must aim at Brahma Vidya only throughout. Thereafter, day in and day out, every moment we are pursuing this only. And only those things which take me to this experience, I do. All other things are I'm not interested in. Have you come to this in the outer world? Then only in the inner world, which is more tougher, when you sit for Brahma pursuit, all the other than Brahma vichara come, the thoughts, I am able to reject them easily, effortlessly. They'll keep on coming. We can't stop the arrival of thoughts. But getting carried away by them by giving them positive or negative value is a problem. So we keep on rejecting easily when we are convinced that our goal is Paraprapti through Brahma Prapti. Has it happened in us? We have to observe. Keep doing homework. This is where we have to revolve, rotate, and at the same while we are becoming stronger in it, we just because being busy in that have withdrawn from the world. Then the world, which we thought earlier is so important to us that I cannot live without world, world cannot exist without me. That foolish notion starts getting reduced. This is one of the great required achievement in Vedanta or spiritual sadhana. अदर क्या होता है ना आई कांट बी विदाउट वर्ल्ड वर्ल्ड कांट बी विदाउट मी ए नोशन इट इज people have the national problems and we have notional problem our notion it is but when you are only pursuing brahma vidya we come to know I am living normal the world is also going on normal. So it's a big achievement because of not having this clarity only people never give up the world even temporarily to even attend the class. यार बाद में फंसो जगत में कौन कह रहा है 1 घंटा क्लास तो सुनो. Oh no, that 1 hour also I want to follow. You are the one who came out of that. With this 1 hour, you are not fusso in the world. You are fusso in the class. That gives you an idea to understand that one can live without being too involved in the world, and the world is pretty happy without us. This is a great achievement. Yeah, like I am not going anywhere for yajna, not meeting anyone, nobody coming. So they are all happy. I am also happy. My jnanam study is going on. What is more important is Brahma Vidya, Sravanam, Mananam, Chintanam, Abhyasam, Dhyanam, Anubhuti. Our laksha is this. This is what God's grace. So, Brahma Vidapnoti Param should be thousands of times done as japa. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Om Shri Matre Namaha. Enough. All of them are in Brahma only. Brahman through Maya and variety of Shaktis are these Devatas. Therefore, our japa now should be Brahma Vidapnoti Param, Brahma Vidapnoti Param, Ityad. वो भी करो ये भी करो. Okay? Now we came to the second mantra, which is the explanation to the first sutra. Tadesha Bhyukta, the Rucha mantra said, these lakshanas are Brahman. What is that? Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. Brahman is of these three words, these three lakshanas, these three adjectives, these three descriptions, these three attributes, these three adjectives, these three explanations. Yet, Brahman is neither with attributes nor needs explanation, cannot be described, is not qualified, is beyond. And for us to reach to that Brahman, these words only will help us in focusing the direction of our attention. In that attention directed in that direction, when we slowly go near and merge in Him, in that Anubhuti alone is enough. Only if some other body asks us, then we have to bring the words to explain to them. There is a big struggle to explain the words with which we try to tell them. It is like bijli lag gayi mano, shock laga. It's a personal experience. I don't know. Somebody asks you kaisa tha, then you search for words to tell him, and there are no words in the world which can explain the anubhuti of bijli. The other fellow should also have anubhava, then only he will experience. But when you have anubhuti, it's not beyond the words, beyond description, beyond explanation. Then we use all the word. ऐसा shock लगा, ये लगा, वो लगा. that are all trying to convey to that fellow. If that fellow is so tuned to you, so to some extent he may get inspired to put the finger. Idea is what? It is anubhava gamya. Okay. To get the anubhava, we have to be given some guidance, some direction. That's why entire Upanishads are giving us direction, guidance only. But in the anubhuti, tatra vedaha avedaha bhavanti. In the anubhuti of Parabrahma, even Vedas also are not required because they have fulfilled their help or the mission. ब्रह्म प्राप्ति के बाद वेदों की जरूरत नहीं है, उसमें वेद नहीं है. रीच डेस्टिनेशन, none of the traveling modes or traveling efforts are required. Okay. Now satyam jnanam anantam brahma, we started delving on that, dwelling on that, trying to develop the thought as guided by Bhagavan Adi Shankara himself, taking the both roles of Siddhanti and Purva Pakshi. So much before the Satya word is taken up, first that Prapti word is explained. We already saw Darshana Darshanabhyam Prapti Prapti. So too Vidya Vidyabhyam Darshana Darshanam. So for the 10th person is in bondage because of aprapti of himself. And that is because of adarshana of himself. And that is because of avidya of himself. What did the person do? He only gave him vidya. With the usage of that vidya, he had the darshanam. With the darshanam, he found prapti ho gaya. Immediately, the samsara ended. So that discussion we have exhaustively seen now, and it has to be contemplated again and again. Second topic we took up was each of these three words are mutually not related, directly connected to Brahma. Therefore, Satyam Brahma, Jnanam Brahma, then Anantam Brahma. Very clear. And these three words are, again, main thing is not the Visheshana, which fade away. They are the Lakshana, which are permanently with them, with it, and only in the word usage that they are said to be something is Lakshana and something Lakshita, but actually in the Anubhuti it's one. These are the places where it becomes difficult for the speaker or the teacher to tell, even to listen and listeners to understand. Like we gave the example, the sugar is sweet. Sweetness is sugar. No, this is the sake of words. Words are used for the sake of explanation. But in the actual anubhuti, at a little higher intuitive way of trying to understand, sugar and sweetness can that way be separable because of words? Sugar is different word, SUGAR. Sweetness is SWWT and NEWS. दोनों अलग है. But the pada is used to convey sugar as sweet. Ah, has it anything that way directly connect to it in the anubhuti? Are there two things as if one is lakshita and other is lakshana? Just to be cool about it. If this is caught, why the Satyam Jnananantam is said as Brahman, you will catch. Then it helps a lot in contemplation, meditation. Of course, we have to reach the level of contemplation by transcending the other three bhumikas and coming to ekagra. Without that, one can never contemplate on these mantras for higher, deeper apprehensions, comprehensions, followed by the meditations. ये तो पक्का है. Without the arhata, yogyata for dhyanam, लटको अटको भटको कुछ भी करो ध्यान के नाम पे, लेकिन वो ध्यान नहीं है. Everybody sits for dhyanam, but everybody thinks that all are doing dhyanam. And in everybody's mind, same is there which is in our mind. We think we are most papi in the world. Why so? Everybody like that. Nobody knows the other fellow. That's the only difference. So, where we are consciously pausing, ki the sugar and sweetness. Sugar's lakshana is sweetness. Sugar is adjectived by sweetness. Sugar's guna is sweetness. Sugar's dharma is sweetness. All these are the words, though explaining something, but actual experience में there are no two things that this is that, that is this. This is different. मतलब a sugar cannot be without being sweet. A thing which is sweet cannot be other than sugar. And why the sugar and sweetness are told words used only to say this thing, the Vyavartakatva, which is a very good thought. Listen, ki to say that there is nothing in the world other than the sugar which is sweet. So totally to separate the sugar from the entire world, the sweetness adjective of the sugar is used in words, in explanation. So there is nothing other than the sugar in the world which is sweet. In the same way, if something is sweet, it should be only the sugar, it cannot be anything. Be careful about this analysis because on this only the crux of the explanation of Satyam Jnanam Anantam is determined. The importance, the chance of contemplating on those words and leading to the correct understanding depends on when this example is thoroughly understood. That is why the Aditya's Avakasha's example was given. Avakashat Akashaha. Do you remember? Akasha is that which is defined as, explained as, described as Avakasha Pradata, giver of the space, giver of the place to stay. Now, this Avakasha is a Lakshana of the Akasha. But why it is said, only to say that other than the Akasha, there is nothing in the world which can give Avakasha. So too, if at all there is an Avakasha Dhatrutvam, it has to be Akasha only. It cannot be Prithvi, Apaha, Tejaha, Vayuhu. There is nothing like Akasha. Akasha is single, Akasha is unique. To prove that, these are the words used. So too Surya Bhagavan. There is nothing like other than Surya. Only one Surya is there, many are not there. Here also, these three words have to be used and understood like in the explanation level, they appear to be the Lakshanas of Brahman, but finally, there is not that Brahmana and his Lakshana is Sattu. Sat alone is Brahman, Brahman alone is Sat. Satyam. Jnanam alone is Brahman, Brahman alone is Jnanam. Anantam alone is Brahman, Brahman alone is Anantam. This thing we have to come into very deep understanding, very essential for the deeper Vedantic meditation for truth realization, self realization for Brahmanubhuti and Moksha. There is no other way. Okay. So that Lakshana, Lakshita, Sambandha, we have to be very careful in trying to understand. After this way, preparing our minds, the Shruti Mata and Bhashyakara, now explaining each of the word. That also, first one exhaustively we saw how wonderful and clear was that description and that logic and what is a quotation. What is Satyam? Yad Rupena Yad Sunishchitam Tadrupam Na Vyajijarat Iti Satyam. Is it not? Do you remember that sentence? Hmm? Yad Rupena Yad Sunishchitam Yad Nishchitam Tadrupam Na Vyavicharati Tat Satyam. This to be 100 times we have to do the japa of it. One thing which is explained by some means, okay, that thing which is used to explain it, if it doesn't go away from that thing, change from it, that thing is called its Satyam. So the sugar is Nishchitam by sweetness. So Yad Rupena Yad Vinishchitam. Sugar is the object, which is Sunishchitam by the Rupa that it is sweet. Yad Rupena Yad Sunishchitam. Sweet Rupena Sugar Sunishchitam. Sweet Rupena, sweetness Rupena, sugar Sunishchitam. Sweetness Rupena, sugar Sunishchitam. That na vyabhicharato. That sweetness never goes away from sugar. If it has to be sugar, the sweetness has to be there. That Lakshana never goes away from it. That sweetness is called as Satyam. Yad Rupena Yad Sunishchitam Tad Vyabhicharat Tad Asatyam or Anrutam. Another thing we take As we give the example of coffee or tea, that also sunishchitam rupena, that coffee is sweet. But that sweetness of the coffee is not sunishchitam with it. It goes away. Therefore, that sweetness on the coffee is anrutam because it is not staying. Then see, these two beautiful things gave us the conclusion. Therefore, the that which gets modified is anrutam, that which never goes through modification is rutam or satyam. See the glory of this discussion. If you are alert, if you are available, you are just getting a jackpot only of Vedanta, if you catch. So to the next two words of Jnanamanantam thoroughly, when you understand, आपको जो मिलना है मिल गया, you can dance in ecstasy for that intellectual understanding. Then on that, of course, you have to do contemplation, meditation, etc. But at least the comprehension, understanding intellectually. तो यद रूपेण यद सुनिश्चित यद निश्चितम तद न व्यभिचरत सत्यम यद रूपेण यद निश्चितम तद व्यभिचरत तद अनृतम तरवर व्यभिचरत इज अनृतम अव्यभिचरत इज ऋतम व्यभिचरत इज विकारम तो for yad whatever is vikaravan, that is anrutam. Whatever avikari is rutam or satyam. Clear? See the clarity there. Whatever modifies is anrutam. Whatever doesn't modify remains same is called rutam, or in other words satyam. And what is Brahman? Satyam. What is Satyam? Brahman only. Therefore, what is Brahman? It is Satyam. What is Satyam? Rutam. What is Rutam? Avikari. Therefore, everything avikari is Brahman and everything vikari is abrahman or anrutam or asatyam. Even though it is seen, even though it is perceived, even though it is being experienced, yet it is not the same all the time. Therefore, it is asatya. And our goal is not living in that anrutam or asatyam or vikari, which we are doing continuously. In fact, what is a effort? Reason behind all our efforts and struggles? Only this thing. We want the rutam satyam only, but we are trying to gain that rutata or satyata in terms of avikaritva on those things which are anrutam, asatyam and vikar. फिर से बता रहा हूं मैं. We are happy only when we reach to the stage of avikari and satyam. But this avikari and satyam are not the nature of anything other than Brahma. They are all vikari, therefore anrutam and asatyam. But that vikari, anrutam, asatyam को पकड़कर उसको अविकारी, रुतम और सत्यम बनाना चाह रहे, that effort is called samsara. The reason behind that effort is the moha or delusion or ignorance. The ignorance is this only. When it is avikari, it is anrutam, it is asatyam. How can it become rutam and satyam? And when it is not rutam and satyam, how can it give you the anandam? देखो, very important point. If it is not satyam, how can it give anandam? सत्य ही नहीं है तो आनंद कैसा देगा? Important, the 2000 rupee note itself is one side printed, दूसरे प्रिंट ही नहीं किया. अब can you say that यार एक बार प्रिंट है 1000 रुपए दे दे? You see that if these are the subtle intricacies which will have to click to us and stay all the time with us. This is where we need our own intuitive capacity, which will never come other than the grace of God and Guru comes on us. And Upasana is the only way with which we invoke the grace which helps us in catching these very subtle things. You see, will it not clear up all the questions and doubts and despairs and despondees and rejections and disappointments and all struggles if this one thing is understood? When it is asatyam, how can it give me happiness? All the maya, all the avidya, all running in the world just dissolves, fizzles out if we hold on to this one thing. But the problem is what? Neither it clicks to us, this knowledge, even if it clicks, it's very superficial, it goes away. Again, we are back to square one of trying to make the anrutam asatyam as rutam and satyam. इसलिए बार 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 इसको विचार करते रहना टिल वी एस्टेब्लिश इन द फैक्ट। दैट्स द मीनिंग ऑफ ब्रह्म सत्यम। बेटा उसी के पीछे जा, जगत मिथ्या है बेटा उसके पीछे मत जा। दैट्स अ सिंपल मीनिंग, but understood only after lot of the intellectual exercises. What is final conclusion is so simple. Brahma is Satyam, Jagat is Mithya. Don't go for Brahman. Don't go for Mithya Jagat. It will bind you. Go for Brahman. There is nothing to go about Brahman also because you are all like that. Just discover it and establish in it. It is as simple as that. But after we travel from where we are in illusions, confusions, lot of misunderstanding, misconcepts, ये सब खचरे को साफ करने के लिए टाइम लग रहा है। All the Shastra, Shravanam, Manam, Adhyanam, Chintanam is for only sweeping away all this nonsense. So much we are carrying and we are adding to it and we are allowing the people to add to this only because we have only those people are our company. अविद्या हमारे अंदर भरने वाले हमारे दोस्त हैं, विद्या देने वाले कौन है? एक स्वामी है, बट यू डोंट गो टू द स्वामी एंड लिसन। नाउ क्लियर, यद रूपेण यद निश्चितम तद न व्यभिचरत तद सत्यम। यद रूपेण यद निश्चितम बट तद व्यभिचरत तद अनृतम। Therefore, व्यभिचरत is equal to vikari. Vikari is equal to anrutam. Avikari is rutam, satyam, brahma. Now given. So pointer is given. Point is given. Now you work on that. Work on that is only this much. I want to experience the Brahma. Brahma is Satyam. Satyam is Avikari. Therefore, everything other than Avikari, called as Vikari, is Anrutam or Asatyam. Therefore, Brahma. Keep on rejecting it as not Brahma, not Brahma, not Brahma. Anything modifying is a Brahma. Go on rejecting it. You will reach to a non-modifying state, non-changing state, अविकार स्थिति हम पहुंच जाते हैं. That is Brahma, that is Anubhuti. And inevitably that will have to take us to our own inner self. Because I am the only one who is avikari when everything is getting vikara in front of me. Everything includes not only the outer world of names and forms of the universe, but even the panchakoshas. We have seen it yesterday. The deha also vikari, therefore it is anrutam, therefore asatyam, it is abrahma. Panchakosha, then the pranamaya kosha also vikari. Yeah, anything vikara is anrutam, asatyam. What is asatyam is not Brahma because Brahman is satyam. So to the manomaya kosha, so to the vijnanamaya kosha, anandamaya kosha. No, point is what? When all of them are rejected, does it mean nothing stays? No. All of them on what substratum they were all standing, that remains. बिकॉज ऑफ सिंपल कॉमन सेंस। समझिए, सब रिजेक्ट कर दिया तो क्या रहेगा? अब तुम तो हो ना। दिस क्वेश्चन इज आस्क्ड इन द थर्ड और फोर्थ पॉइंट बाई और पूर्व पक्षी हियर। इस तरह आप सब निकलवा दोगे तो कुछ रहेगा ही नहीं, शून्यवाद। देन टू दैट भगवान आंसर्स। वी आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट द शून्य राइट फ्रॉम बिगिनिंग, बेटा अस्थि के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं हम। या नथिंग रिमेन्स अदर देन इट। Nothing remains is a sentence said by you, correct, but half correct it. Half of it is correct. Remaining half you have to add. Nothing remains, you are right, other than Paramatma. Therefore, Paramatma alone is everything. Therefore, everything is Paramatma. And what is separating everything from Paramatma is that Rupa Nama and all. You transcend them on your contemplation, on your meditation. So the conclusion of the Satyam is what we have seen yesterday. Ki ataha Satyam Brahma iti Brahma Vikarat Nivartayati. So there is no modification in Brahma. That is the meaning of Satyam word for Brahma. Then how to reach to that Brahman? Reject all that which is modifying as Abrahma. This we have to practically do. In Vedanta, this neti neti is a very essential sadhana to be done. कब करना चाहिए? जब भी ध्यान में बैठते हो। After that, once you are rested by doing dhyanam, even in the Utthana Sthityato Vitthana, all the time you pursue, but don't say it is as Brahman or real. Everything is unreal, Brahman. Go on rejecting. Then the unmodifiable, unchangeable thing is found as our own self. Good exercise. Meditation itna hi now. That which is modifying is not self. The self or Brahman is Rutam, Satyam, unmodifiable, Avikari, Avyabhichari. Therefore, everything which is Vyabhicharat or which is modifying, which is Vikara Yukta, we can go on saying it's not Brahman at all. And what it is, you need not worry. एक बात बताते हैं थोड़ा कठिन है these are the places even we fail to explain. Once in that bottle what is there is poison, it is known, which is detrimental, harmful for death. They were told to be thrown away. But do we ask any of the other questions as valid? No, but the bottle is good, but it's a liquid, but it looks like the syrup only. And I spent money to buy it, and then somebody produced it. You know, how many of number of thoughts you talk about that poison? Will all of them be any meaningful? When you know it's a poison, destructive for you, I'm pausing for you to understand the example. When you know it's a poison, without discussion, you have to throw it. Danger is what? Any discussion you start doing on it, you may not throw it, you may keep it at home. Anytime you may drink it by mistake, or somebody else will drink, they will die. In the same way, when we know that the Panchakoshas are the poison, and our job is the Amrutam is Parabrahma Tattva, rejecting only everything which is modifying. There is no discussion required on that. The discussion is again emotions. But that poison, somebody made it is looking so good in color. रहने दो ना. अरे यार इससे मरोगे तू छोड़ देना. Do you understand? Another example is what? A person in your life. It is so clear that is giving only misery to you. Then ruthlessly you have to reject. But we don't do. We become emotional and all. Therefore, we are not able to reject that person. You go on suffering only. It's so crystal clear. It is in front of you. No way is helping you in any means. It can be your own subordinate in the office or anybody, अपने friend circle में. See that emotional thing. क्या है उसमें? मेरा क्या होगा उसके बिना? That thought. अरे मेरा क्या होगा poison के बिना? You'll be alive only. This is where each of us struggle because of millions of lives we lived misusing the mind for emotions and attachments. Intellect is saying very clearly it's a poison, if you consume, you die. But the mind is saying फिर भी अबे फिर भी क्यों फिर भी In the same way, the Rutam Satyam is Brahma, Brahma Prapti is Moksha. Other than Brahma, everything is Anrutam, modifying. In that category comes everything, it has to be rejected. What is there to discuss about it? But the thing, with the body, we had such a wonderful experience of sleep and all. With the senses, we had wonderful experience of objects of the world. With the mind, we had all emotion and I mean, वो तुरंत छड्डने को मन नहीं होता. Like poison doesn't look like poison, but when you take it, it will do its work. So to these things doesn't look like poison, but they taken as identified, we suffer. That's what we are going on now. ब्रह्म प्राप्ति के टाइम इन सबको छोड़ना है. इनको छोड़ो तभी उनका प्राप्ति होगा. And that is why to tell us all this, the Panchakosha Viveka is told. It is Jada, it is Anatma, it is Vikaravan. How can you be the Satya, the Brahma, identify with that and taking its suffering as yours? Like you take somebody as friend and his suffering you take as yours. ये तो व्यवहार में चलेगा, but actually in life spirituality बेवकूफ है. Why should I have my own suffering and why should I suffer because the other fellow? A common sense fellow with that common sense sword, he just cuts all this nonsense. That's why Asanga Shastrena Dudena Chetva. The only way is Asanga Shastra. Mm. And Vidyamaya Nandaki is a Khadgam. Bhagavan ke Atma Vishnu. The Khadgam is Nandaki is Vidya. Only this clear understanding of Brahma Vidya and Atma Vidya cuts at under not the world. You are not cutting the world or the people or objects into pieces. What we are cutting and throwing is our own wrong notions, which are born only out of our ignorance or avidya or non-thinking. So with the continuous, constant, authentic, right thinking, which acts as a sword, we cut all these things, then the things remain same. In some cases, very funny it looks like, but interesting. He very much frustrated, miserable because wife and husband. One day they said, yeah, we can't live with each other like this, let us divorce. After divorce, they are working in same office, talking to each other. Once they are that way divorced, the unnecessary expectations, insistences, which were samsara, removed. As a friends, they're together. Why till yesterday you were quarreling? Suddenly today, how come you are so nice? Till yesterday we were wife and husband. Today we are divorced. Actually, earlier also we were friends only. We imagine you'll be happy more when you marry. But we never knew that this is a poison when you marry. That's not why I thought marriage is a word, but when you married, then only I know it is a sentence. Sentence is jail mein dalna. I thought marriage is just a word, but once I married, I came to know. Later on, I came to know it's a sentence. Mhm. So here also, nothing outside changes. And while this knowledge is getting dawn in us, understand Guru Ishvara Kripa is happening, hold on to that. Allow it to happen. Like when you're taking the medicine, it is working, hold on to that prescription. Go follow as the doctor says the dosage. It works wonders. You are out of that disease. So too, you are out of the Brahma, this Bhava Roga, when this Vidya, we allow it to treat the avidya or the ignorance or delusion or misconceptions in us. We have to help ourselves. Guru and God is helping us through giving us this knowledge. So, one, the intellectual understanding is everything which is anrutam and which is vikari, vyavicharat is anrutam asatyam. Only avikari, rutam, satyam is Brahma. Our goal is Brahma Prapti. Therefore, everything other than Brahma you have to reject, everything other than Satyam you have to reject, everything anrutam you have to reject, everything vikari you have to reject. Very clear. But then, while doing so, when the emotions block us, that time you have to be a little more careful. Keeping the goal in mind, inspired by that goal. So, too, keeping the past experience in mind, knowing that in those past lives, by doing all these things only I suffered, taking the help of these two, I should be able to transcend the overpowering effect of emotion. No, to achieve, accomplish the job of rejecting the Anrutam. Okay. Then when you say it's Anrutam, all levels, it is non-existing, it is unreal, I have nothing to do with it, I am not that. These are all called as rejections. By all means, our attention towards them should go away. Our attention of the Chitta Vritti should be only in the Paramatma. That's why the Vritti Nirodha, tada only Drashtu Swarupe Avasthanam. Exactly what we are studying in Upanishad alone, we are studying in Yoga Darshana. Yoga Darshanam gives more clarity. Pakka, if you listen carefully. Higher is Vedanta. Clarity at our level is that yoga because Chitta, Vritti, all are tangible, substantial. So about that when we talk, it becomes more conspicuously clear. So therefore Satyam iti Brahma avikari iti darshitam. Okay. Atah Satyam Brahma iti Brahma vikarat nivartayati. So Brahman is that reality which is free from vikara. And that alone is Brahma which is free from vikara. That's our goal. Everything other than Brahman is vikaravan. Brahman alone is without vikara. Therefore, you want to reach Brahman, then drop all that thing which is vikara yukta. Understanding intellectually itself takes a lot of effort and time. Then practically while doing, like घर में भी होता है ना, बहुत इतना खचरा भर गया, let us throw away. Easy the thought is, but only when you start sorting out and throwing, everything appears to be important. एवरीथिंग appears ये कल काम को आएगा, परसों ये प्लास्टिक डब्बा लगाओ, वो पॉलीथीन लगाओ, ये पेपर लगाओ, रहने दो, वो कपड़ा रहने दो. Ultimately nothing goes out. In the same way, intellectually understanding is good. That Brahma alone is Satyam, that is our goal. Everything other than Brahma is Anrutam Vikari. Therefore, Anrutam Vikari has to be rejected to reach Brahman. Very interesting. Theory हो गयो. और करके दिखा practically. This is how the power of Moha and Maya. And this is where the answer is from many lives you gathered vasanas, which are so strong, they are not allowing to act according to your own decision, your own understanding, your own conviction, your own knowledge, your own wisdom, authentic. Your Guru told, God told, Shruti told. Yet too we are not able to do. Now see the power of vasana. Therefore, it takes time. And what is the thing to be done while doing while it is taking time? Don't add to new vasanas. Let them get purgated through various means of the upasana, the prarthana, the prayashchitas. Slowly, when you keep on doing, uska effect come hota hai. Then that much strong they are not. दैट इज वाई उपासना गुरु सेवा करते रहो तो वो धीरे धीरे वो जोर का पकड़ जो है दुनिया के प्रति वो लूजन होता है. इट्स ओनली नोशनल स्ट्रॉन्ग नोशन दैट्स इट. Knowledge is there, but it's not working because so powerful is that attachments are those vasanas. We only created them ignorantly. Now you have got knowledge, stop reducing. And you can see, few years when you are not making new friends, new attachments, you can see that the old ones are also slowly fizzling out. You are living normal. People are coming to you, you are going there, professional work, duty-oriented work, सब चल रहा है. संसार नहीं. That's the difference between, a drinks addict, liquor and all. But a lady, 60, 70 years, has some problem. So the doctor prescribed a little of the same drink as medicine to her. She is taking every day and he is also taking every day. So difference is what? He is taking as an addict too. She is taking as medicine. You understand the difference in that? As a dharma she is doing. In all the allopathy medicine, थोड़ा तो alcohol डाल ही देते हैं. But we are not addicted to that. In the same way, we live in the world but need not get addicted. We are all addicts to samsara. Samsara addicted we are all. What is things is live in the world. Where will you go? इधर छोड़कर किसको कितने लोगों को छोड़कर जाओगे? कितने जगह छोड़कर जाओगे? Inside. Therefore, the simple thoughts. I can't run away from this world, but inside the mind, I can change my goal from the world to the Bhagavan. And then go on changing inside. When you are changed inside, how does it matter whatever is outside? This is called real Vairagya. That's called Purusha Khyate Gunavaitrushtyam. When you are so deeply involved in the Purusha Prapti, what is outside, how does it matter to you? Like for sleeping, you make all the bistar bath. But सोने के बाद, whether you are sleeping on the bed or चटाई और कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता. In the same way. Now, Satyam is explained. We take up the second one, the Jnanam. What is the need of Jnanam? When the Satyam itself is taking us to Brahman, there is a hitch, there is a problem. Yesterday, we discussed a little bit of it. We'll continue for some time today and add to it more and more tomorrow. Ataha karanatvam praptam brahmanaha. When we say that Brahman is Satyam, everything is Anrutamar Mithya, but we are not experiencing Brahman, we are seeing the world only. Even a Jnani sees the world, it's not become blind and senses have died, and he just dies the moment he knows the Brahman. Through Satya Shabda, he has known Brahman. Is he dying or what? No, he's seeing the world. So when you see the world, but world is not Satyam. It is Anrutam, but it is seen. So you have to answer it. Why are you seeing it? Therefore, it's an effect, you have to say. When you say it is an effect, you have to be responsible to find the cause. What could be the cause? Brahman only. Therefore, Brahma got the Karanatva. The moment it becomes Karanatva, be attentive. The Karakatva comes. Karanatva leads to Karakatva. The moment the Karakatva comes, immediately Vastutva comes to it. The moment the Vastutva comes to it, then Achidrupata, Jadata comes to it. Jadata comes, then Nashwarata comes to it. Nashwarata comes to it. The basic thing that it is Satyam, that goes on. So, Jagat is Karyam, Brahman is Karanam. When is a Karana, any Karana cannot be the Karana without going through the Karakatva. Like I told you yesterday, any of the Dhatu by itself cannot do anything, and if it has to do anything, it has to go through the Karakas. We told you the Karakas, the Vibhaktis, then the Kala, then the singular, plural, dual, that one, then the genders. You have to talk all, then only that is used, like Bhu Dhatu. Bhu is a dhatu. Unless you do bhu, bhuti, bhavati, bhavanti, ityadi, that cannot be used. So to the karana, will have to have the karakatva in that. Karakatva is nama rupa only, finally. The rupa has to be given, nama has to be given. Then only the karana becomes karya. Like the mud is karana. What is the karakatva of the karana, the mud? Obtaining onto itself the rupa and nama. Immediately it appeared as a pot. But how much ever you talk, the mud is alone real, Brahman is unreal. It was that sorry, pot is unreal. With regard to the earlier Satyam, it was valid. अब कुछ भी कहो पाठ तो दिख रहा है ना. Therefore mud has become कारण and कारका. Therefore change तो हुआ because of the कारकत्व. The mud is changed. It is in the shape and form. Point what he says here is, whichever has got karakata, then it becomes vastu. Vastutvat mrudvatu. Vastutvat is a vastu. So anything which is a vastu becomes karaka pratyam, that is like a mrudvatu, it becomes jada. Be attentive. This is where again the second somersault, second padhav हमको आगे बढ़ना है. I will talk on this at length till we thoroughly, clearly understand it. So, the whole Jagat is Jada or not? Absolutely is Jada. Then what is the Karana of the Jagatu? Is Brahman. Therefore, Brahman is taken as Jada. ठीक है जैसे कारण है वैसे कार्य होगा ना. Like the Mruda, the mud was the Jada. Therefore, only the pots are Jada. Correct? कार्य कारण समानाधिकरण्य होना चाहिए. In the same way, the entire Jagat being Jada, its Karana is Brahman. Brahma जड़ हो जाते हैं. Therefore, अचिद्रुपता आ जाती है उनको. Clear? Therefore, be attentive. To remove anything achita, jadaha, then it is subject to modification by the time, then that is perishable. If it perishes, the first thought itself is rejected, that it is satyam. Therefore, what is to be done? Along with the first thought, what is the first thought? Brahman is satyam. Satyam is avikari. That is understood. But then it became Karana. Because being Karana, it has become Karaka. Because the Karaka, it has become, what do you say, Vastutvata. Because that Vastutvata, it got the Achidrupata. Because Achidrupata, again the modification comes, then it gets destroyed. Destroyed means no more Satyam. Then what is to be done? Along with Satyata Brahma, be attentive. The Karanatva Pratishedha has to be removed, has to be done. Karakatva Pratishedha has to be done. Then only Mruduvat Achidrupata can be eliminated. The inertness like the mud of the Brahman has to be eliminated by removing the Karakatvam as well as the Karanatvam of Brahman. This is where we concluded yesterday. Be careful. From the world standpoint, the Brahman is Karana. This we have to do exercise to go beyond or away from the world. But from the Brahma standpoint, he has not become Karanam of the world because he is unchangeable, unmodifiable. When he is always as it is, as I told you just now, the Karana, unless it becomes first modified as Karaka, it cannot become the Karana for the Karya. But Brahman is always the same. It cannot be Karana. Therefore, there is no Karakata in it too. Then how can the Karya come from it? But I am seeing the whole world. You have not seen Brahman, therefore you are seeing the world. We are intellectually discussing. At the intellectual discussion level, the Brahma is said to be Karana of the Jagat when you are the Jagat Trushti Sthiti. Like all ornaments are caused by the gold. From the ornament standpoint. That's why if you remember, in our Bhagavatam, while studying the 27, 28 chapter, remember, every day almost for a week, we went on saying this sentence. That's what? Gold is there in all ornaments, but ornaments are not there in the gold. Do you remember that? Gold is there in all ornaments as the cause of all ornaments. But the ornaments are not there in the pure gold because gold need not become ornament. It is by itself never changeable. To become ornament, gold has to get modified, no? It never got modified. Then what is the ornamentation on the gold later on? It's your imagination. It is only your illusion it is. Gold never became. Like go and ask gold, oh my dear gold, you have become so ornament, so beautiful. He says, what ornament? बुद्धू मैं तो हमेशा gold ही हूँ. But मैं देख रहा हूँ ornament, तू देख रहा है, मैं क्या करूँ? Water never becomes a wave from its standpoint. It is we say it is a wave. If this clicks, then we are understanding what is Vedanta. This is main study. All what we did so many years is only time pass. This inquiry is called true Vedantic study. This is called Chintanam. This is called Adhyanam. So therefore, how to reject the Karanata of the Brahman? Else it will be Karana, then it becomes Karaka, then through becoming Karaka, it becomes, Vasturupa. When it is Vastu, it is Achiddu, Achid is Jada, Murdvatu, then it is again subjected to time and modification, Vikari, then it will perish, then it is not Satyam. Therefore, to remove all these things, what are the things to be removed? Karanatva, Karakatva, Vastutva, Mrudvat, Jadatva, therefore again Vinashitva. To remove all of that, the second word is added. What is the second word? Jnanam Brahma. Now this Jnanam Brahma has to be proved to be having all these things which we have said now. Jnanam Brahma should have the rejection of all which we have mentioned now. That's how the Bhashyakara in detail does the Varnana of which Jnanam the Upanishad is talking about. So to make it simple in our language, the Jnanam are of two types. One Jnanam is that where the thoughts are involved, in which the differentiation is there because of thoughts of the known and knower. Known is also a thought, knower is also a thought. In fact, knowing also is a thought. That is what we have the jnanam of everything of this world. A chair should be there as a known vastu, and I must be there as a knower other than it. Then through the means called as the eyes, I have the knowledge of the chair. So this is jnanam only. But in this jnanam, the upadhis are required, the vrittis are required, then the jnaya vastu has to be something separate from me. Then we have the jnanam of the vastus of the jagat. This is how the jnanam is gained by all of us. Whether it is Shabda Jnanam, Sparsha Jnanam, Rupa Rasa Gandha Jnanam, ityadi. This Brahman is not that type of Jnanam. When the word Jnanam is used here, then there's what it is. Jnapti Matram is Jnanam. Is a pure Jnanam, be attentive, which doesn't require the thought medium, therefore doesn't fall in the category of the Jnana, Jnata, Jneya differentiation. There is that state of Jnapti where these things are not there. You can say at the most it knows itself. Even that also is refuted. The question will be that only immediate question by the Purva Pakshi. It may not know other things, but it may know itself, No, to deny that it knows itself, the struggle Shankaracharya does to explain to us is very fascinating. If you are deep enough to listen. So, the Jnanam is the second word used for Brahma. And the Jnanam Brahma is the word used for Brahma to reject the Karanatva of the Brahma. The Satyam is said to reject the Vikara of the Brahma. Brahma अविकारी हो गया, विकार नहीं है उनमें. सिर्फ दूसरा क्या है? Is not कारण of anything. कारण रहित कारण is. He is not a कारण also finally from his own standpoint. Why? कारण है तो कारक है, कारक है वस्तुता है, वस्तुता है तो जड़ता है, जड़ता है तो नश्वरता है, नश्वरता है तो पहला वाला शब्द सत्य है, वो बिगड़ जाएगा असत्य है. Then how can asatya Brahma experience it and how can it give us moksha? Mhm. So first ज्ञानम वर्ड क्यों यूज किया हम समझ गए कि सत्यम ब्रह्म कहने से जो प्रॉब्लम आ पड़ा है कि द ब्रह्म appears to be कारणम. To reject the karanatva, the jnanam is used. Clear? Now the understanding of the jnanam we have to develop now. In that understanding, we said two types of jnanam are there. One, vrutyatmaka jnanam, and in that only the jnata jneya difference wala jnanam. Jnanam in which the vrittis are required and jnata and name should be separate. This is not the Brahma jnanam. Because again the Dvaita will come. Therefore, it is what the pure jnanam. That's what we said. The consciousness, not of anything. Pure consciousness, removing the off. Like I am conscious of the chair, of course, through the eyes and mind. So the consciousness bereft of upadhi and the objectless awareness, the thought-free knowledge. Consciousness without illuminating anything. This is what exactly what we said yesterday. Tada drashtuhu swarupe avasthanam. There is no other thing for the Purusha to illuminate. He was a Buddhi Bodhatma earlier. But the Buddhi has gone away because Chittavritti Nirodha has taken place. Then what happens to him? That is why Drashtuhu Chiti Shaktehe Purushasya Swarupe then Nirvishya Chinmatra Swarupe Avasthanam. How wonderfully the Vyasa Bhagavan has explained. Same here. Jnanam Brahma. And there are some problems with the Jnanam Brahma. Therefore, Anantam Brahma is added. With these three, all doubts, questions regarding Brahman resolved, dissolved, removed. But it's a vigorous exercise. You have to keep on doing single pointedly, go into the depths of those knowledges, and that knowledge to sustain. We have to live that knowledge. Then only the ignorance and ignorance born, all misnotions, misconceptions, samsaras go away. That's called moksha. You have to live the knowledge, not LEAV. No, I should not hate anyone. It's the knowledge. But if you don't live that knowledge, how will it help you in quietening your mind? You have to live it. Yeah, really, I will not. Every time the hateful thought comes, go on rejecting it till that is not at all there in you. Knowledge really practiced and you got a mastery over it. Here also. That is why Atma Jnanam, Atma Anubhuti, Atma Nishtha. ज्ञानम इज नॉट सफिशिएंट अनुभूति चाहिए अनुभूति भी इतना वेग वेग ऊपर ऊपर वंश नहीं निष्ठा ब्रह्म विद्वर ब्रह्म विद्वरिष्ठ ब्रह्मनिष्ठ पुरुष ब्रह्म ज्ञानी अलग होता है यू आर ऑलरेडी ब्रह्म ज्ञानी आई एम ऑल्सो ब्रह्म ज्ञानी ब्रह्म अनुभवी अलग होता है दोनों एक्सपीरियंस बट ब्रह्म निश्चित अलग होता है वी ऑल आर एमिंग एट ब्रह्म निष्ठा थ्रू ब्रह्म अनुभूति हेल्प्ड बाय ब्रह्म ज्ञान प्रैक्टिस करना है इसका नाउ विल जस्ट सी अतः कारणत्वं प्राप्तुं ब्रह्मणः कारणस्य च कारकत्वं अतः वस्तुत्वं वस्तुत्वात् मृद्वत् अचिद्रुवता च प्राप्ता अतः इदम् उच्यते ज्ञानं ब्रह्म इति so to remove the jadata the jnanam brahma is used jada is perishable so brahman is not only satyam brahman is jnanam satyam and jnanam are not same. But Brahman is Satyam, but Brahman has to be Jnanam also. Now the analysis is what? Jnanam, Jnaptihi, Avabodhaha, Bhava Sadhana, Jnana Shabdaha, Natu Jnana Kartru, Brahma Visheshanattvatu, Satya Anantabhyam Saha, Nahi Satyata Anantata cha Jnana Kartrutve Sati Upapadyate. Jnana Kartrutve Nahi Vikriyamanam Katam Satyam Bhaved, Anantam cha. So यदि न कुतश्चित् प्रविभज्यते तदनंतम ज्ञान कर्तृत्वे च ज्ञेय ज्ञानाभ्याम प्रविभक्तम इति अनंतता न स्यात् यत्र न अन्यद् विजानाति स भूमा अतः यत्र अन्यद् विजानाति तदल्पम इति श्रुत्यंतरात्. Now they are all very scholarly thoughts and I am confident I can convey. I am equally confident that you will be able to catch them. So we will just delve on that deeply when we meet tomorrow. Tomorrow's thought, today as the introduction we gave, everything that will summarize in 1 or 2 minutes maximum, then take up the second word, Jnanam Brahma, how it has to be deeply analyzed and understood. If you are superficially taking the Jnanam means like any other Jnanam, then you have lost the whole plot or game. It has to be understood. And what is Anantam, we will see. Then a quotation is given by Shankara. That quotation gave objection or question is raised by Purapakshi, and that is answered. And through this question and answer and analysis, we are growing in our subtle knowledge regarding what is exactly the Brahman, the Praptya which is said to be the moksha from all limitations. अब मेरे ख्याल में कम से कम एक आध लोगों को थोड़ा सा बात समझ में आ रहा है and you are developing that confidence that we can study and understand Vedanta. And if you are really enjoying it also, मजा ले रहे हो, तो you are really in a good high stage. Now you understand the beauty of this knowledge when it is gained, the subtlest one. You don't solve problem, it just get dissolved and the fizzle away हो जाता. Is it not like all these raga deshas in the world are pulling me to the realm of jiva and never allowing me to discover my atma anubhuti? What nonsense it is. If this thought strongly clicks, at one go only we drop the entire world. Not one thing or one being. You leave one being and catch to other fellow, you are already again samsara. It is only changing the samsara. Like the allopathy treatment, they only change the disease. They don't- एक जाएगा दूसरा आएगा. It's not so. It's once it clicks to us. That is dropped there and then. No more raga and dvesha to anyone. Anyone I am seeing is Paramatma only in that form. Okay? Where is samsara after that? with anybody. You will dance in ecstasy when the heart is freed from this terrible bacteria and virus of ragadvesh. But that when will you do? When you know that it is a cause of problems, this is the only cause of problems and it is not called for or not required. And the intricate thoughts, how can I without ragadvesha? Are are you attached to every being in the world? No. Then if you are not attached to all being, why only this stupid fellow you are attached to? You drop that also. Or get attached to all. Mahatmas live like that. They attach to zero if required, or they attach to whole universe. And the अल्पात्मा दुरात्मा you and I whole universe को अटैच करने का औकात नहीं है और एक छोटे यूजलेस को छोड़ने का ताकत नहीं है फंसे रहते interesting see that thing and many a times whomever you are attached to they are not attached to you you suffer that when they can be without attaching to you how can not you be common sense. See, these are all required for a Veda. A spiritual seeker को ये नहीं है तो मन पूरा हमेशा संसार में भटकता रहता है. But prarabdha and all of them have their own role to play. How much ever you have knowledge, till the prarabdha is over, teaching the lesson, you will not be using that. होता है. That's all for different discussion. I'm just telling if this clicks to us, how it dissolves the problems. I give the example of that only to convey that when the Brahma में the Satyata or Jnanatvam properly हम समझ लेते हैं ना, other than Brahma there is nothing as real. That clarity comes. But this intellectual clarity should be made as an experience only on dhyana sthiti, contemplation, meditation. And once you have touched that core and repeatedly visited it and got established in it, then you play in the world, keeping that anubhuti intact. That's called Jivan Mukta's Lakshana. Some of you look like that only. Samaji, what look like? Somebody told me, Samaji, you look very intelligent. What looking? You just said up. I am being, not looking. Okay, let us see the Jnanam Brahma in detail in tomorrow's class. Don't miss it. In that only the Anantam also comes. For explaining that a quotation comes and on that a question is asked and the answer to that question gives some more clarity. In this way, little by little, little by little, we become subtle in our understanding regarding what is Brahma and what is Brahma Prapti. All this is theory. To make it practically, what is binding other? Panchakoshas. Therefore, Panchakosha analysis to prove them to be Anatma or Jada is also required. So, Bhagavan, our Upanishadkar, Shruti Mata, she takes up that topic. And very fascinating. In this way, no, 1 year, if you can spend on Taittiriya Upanishad, not like this, कि 1 लाख एक दिन में. सुबह दोपहर शाम only that. एक साथ. The drilling, if you can allow the Guru to do, I think we have done wonders to us. It's all now by these days of discussion of our this class, Bhagavatam and all, are you not observing, are you not understanding that it was a misunderstandings which were causing the problem, wrong understandings. There's no problem in the world. Problem is only in the delusion and illusion caused by the non-understanding. Non-understanding is because of non-thinking or wrong thinking or mistaken wrong guidance thinking. Now, with the right authority, when you think rightly, understanding is coming, that is dissolving problems. That's why avichara kruto bandha vichara nivartayet. If you don't, with guts, start doing the vicharana, contemplation, no bandhana, no dukkha will go away. That's how wherever we do vicharanam, we are solving problem. But what is in done Vedanta done? The cause of the entire problem is called the satyata of the jagat. The wholesale में हम इसको विचारने के द्वारा nullify करते हैं. And that also by giving us the positive thing, in as much as the world is unreal, so much as Brahman is real, and you are that Brahman. Luckily, that Brahman is Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. All other nonsenses are Asatyam, Ajnanam, and Santam. But you are trying to make the Asatyam Ajnanam Santam world a Satyam Jnanam Anantam. You can never achieve, therefore you will always be miserable. Think. Then the positive thing, discover this Brahman to be Satyam Jnanam Anantam in the Anumut. So Satyam, I am eternal, Jnanam, I am pure consciousness, Anantam, I am infinite, unconditional. And there is a being which is Satyam Jnanantam, that's called Brahman, and by all reasons or no reason, I am that Brahman only. I am not anything other than. I am thinking myself as Jiva and all other notions. They're only in the Ajnana Dasha, through the Upadhis, we become that. We will see that now in the fourth or fifth sutras of Patanjali Yoga Darshanam. Thank you. Om, 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 Om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasa Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Paramarshibhyo Parabrahmane Shruti Mahatyam Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you.